warm today, so I have the blinds open, the window cracked, so you might hear a little bit of the street noise out there. I apologize for that. But it's pretty warm today, so I wanted to get some air in here. So I'm just getting up. Let the seat down. I'm just getting up. Did the hashtag Team No Sleep last night, and said I was going to do a live today, so I'm doing this live. And I want to answer this question regarding Social Security third-party forms, all right? Now, for those of you applying for Social Security, when you put the application in, it goes to DDS, the Disability Determination Service. They're going to send you a form. It's Social Security Form 3373, which is a function report. Not only are they going to send that to you, they're going to ask you for the name of 2 or more people who know you, who can write up what they see that you do, right? How do you if you're having difficulty, they see you around town and it's difficult for you to get around. You're in a motorized scooter, you're in a walker, you're in a wheelchair. That's what those third-party function reports are for. Credibility, right? Are you telling us the truth? And when you send out those forms, you don't just send them to any random person you know. You want to send those forms to people that you actually see regularly. That way they can tell the truth. The whole bottom line to a lot of these forms Social Security sends and why it takes so much time is credibility. Because they see the medical evidence. They know you have an issue and if you have a legitimate issue. But they send those forms out to see how credible you are. So for example, when you're filling out your function report, you may say, I can't get out of bed without assistance. And I can't get around the city unless somebody takes me. And I'm always using my walker, or I got a wheelchair, somebody's pushing me around in. Okay. Now, when they send these forms out to the people that you say, can vouch basically for what you're saying is what these forms are for, you'll send it to some random person and they go, well, no, I see him walk around. We walk around the grocery store together. He had no problems. Does that sound like that's consistent? Does that sound like somebody who's telling the truth? So that's why Social Security takes so long is with all these different forms is because they're looking for credibility. And I always tell you guys, don't try to embellish. Don't try to make up stuff that you don't have in your medical records. Don't sit there and try to tell them stuff that you just invented because you went online last night and saw, oh, well, this is guaranteed to get you Social Security. And then you just throw some random thing out there that has never been in your medical records the entire time you've been seeing the doctor. Your lawyer don't even know about it. So don't do that. The best thing you can do when dealing with VA and Social Security is just tell the truth, okay? These people are medical professionals. They're not idiots, all right? They've seen it all. They've heard it all. You're not going to come and reinvent the wheel because, oh, my back. Oh, I can't believe my back. And then they befriend you. You let your guard down. They take something and they drop it right in front of you. And because you let your guard down and you're so comfortable, you just reach down there and pick it up and put it back on their desk. And they say, thank you. They take that same pen and they write, not credible. Because you are now embellishing. You know how people do it? They limp, but they limp a little bit harder when they walk into VA. And then they ask them a question. Oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you guys who've been to CMP exams or you've been to a Social Security exam, you know this. They do things designed for you to get tripped up, to see if you're telling the truth. That way, if you tell the truth, you can't be caught in a lie. You won't lose your credibility. But there's too many times people go to exams, whether it's VA or Social Security, and they will embellish. They will lie. They will make up things. And then when they get denied, they mad. And the only person they got to be mad at themselves. You can't go in always trying to make up things, make it sound worse than what they are. They see your records. Okay? They see them. You know, you got people who lie about the smallest things, and why they do it, I don't know. You've been arrested 3 times for DUI. They ask you if you've ever been arrested. They're asking you that for a reason. If people ask you something out of the blue that was on no form, nowhere, they already know the answer to the question. If I all of a sudden ask, have you ever been arrested for DUI? And you go, no, and I'm looking at your public, where you from, and your county jail, and here you are posted in there 5 times. You think I'm gonna believe anything else you tell me after that? These officers work the same way. People who have been admitted in the mental ward will lie. Have you ever been admitted into a mental health ward? And they know they've been there, and they'll go, no, I ain't never been in the hospital. They're looking at the record of you lying to them. And that's what I'm talking about, man, with credibility. It is so much easier to just tell the truth, all right? Just tell the truth, man. If it's difficult for you to get out of the bed in the morning, then that's what you tell them. Okay? Nobody expects you to be a vegetable in your home, laying on the couch, not living life. That's unrealistic. The difference being, and I'll use myself as an example. Here's the difference. Can I go out every day during the week and do something? No. When I go on these trips, like I got a trip upcoming Thursday. Okay? With this trip upcoming Thursday, I probably won't come back out the house until Saturday or Sunday. Why? Because my knees, my back, my ankle, my feet will be so swollen and hurting so bad. That's how long it takes me to recover from going out that one day. It's well documented. They got pictures, they got video, they got x-rays, MRIs, well documented. But does that mean though when I'm at home and I'm not doing anything, that I can't really move around that well, that I'm just, in a vegetable state? No. But you don't have to lie, man. The simple truth with your medical records is enough to prove you are disabled without embellishing. When you embellish and you send that third party form to somebody, they say, and you tell them, yeah, I use this walker I got everywhere. And you tell your cousin, fill out this form for you. And one of the questions is, do you ever see him with a walker running around town or walking around town? And they go, no. How consistent is that? So just be honest, man. You guys, man, that's the biggest thing I wanted to say today, man, is credibility is key with the VA and with Social Security. Don't embellish. Don't make up stuff. You only hurt yourself. So let me pull this form. Let me pull this up, man, and see who I got on with me. Because I can't read them. I'm on the iPad. Let's see. Mr. Miles, how you doing today? Love and Freedom, what's up, bro? Bro, I didn't even get a notification that the GOAT was live. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man. Sometimes, even when you go live, or some of you other guys go live, I don't get the notification. I just happen to go to subscription to see if somebody puts something out, and then I'll see you live, and I'll click on it. What's up, Mr. Matt, Kalo K? Brian, good afternoon, how you doing? Living in Mexico, ¿Qué pasa? Mr. Collins, what's going on today, fellas? Buck Travel, how you doing today? Let's see. Canada doesn't allow U.S. felons into their country. This method is becoming global standard. There's a global background check screening. It's about to get real. I made a video last night talking about this, man, with background checks and social media feeds. It's coming to fruition, dude. I predict by the end of this year, there's going to be a lot of changes. Changes don't happen right away. People expect, like some of the comments I got from last night is like, well, what can they do? You about to see what they can do. It's the same way the U.S., when you walk up, they already scan your face. They already know who the hell you are. They know everything about you. There ain't no point in lying. I didn't know. You knew because they know. Okay? And it just takes time for countries like this to get their stuff in order. But it's coming. Make no mistake about it. You a felon, Canada ain't gonna let you in. That's gonna get spread to all these other countries, and they gonna do the same thing. Why the hell they want your criminal ass in their damn country? That only makes sense. Any other comments you guys got? So I wanted to make sure I answered that question about the function report. You guys who are on Social Security, you should be familiar with this form from DDS, the Disability Determination Service. They sent you this form to fill out. It takes a little while to fill this form out because it's a lot. They're asking you about what you do from when you get up in the morning, your whole routine throughout the day, because they want to see what your limitations are. That's why they're doing it. That report then goes to, I forgot what you call it, the person that looks up these jobs that you could potentially do. Okay? That's where this report goes. And then that person takes a look at what you wrote and go, okay, what jobs could they possibly do instead of getting this disability? That's how that whole thing works. And it's important who you send these forms to. You should try to send these forms to people that actually know you. Don't send this form to your cousin who hasn't seen you in 10 years, and the last time they saw you, you were fine, and that's what they're gonna write. Or don't wait until they send the form to your relative, and then you and your relative sitting down together, okay, well, we're gonna write this, we're gonna write that. Oh, they already know you full of it. You're gonna be denied real quick with that one. Let's see. Like Shaggy said, it wasn't me. All right, Mr. Collins. Let's see. They get information where you worked at, what type of crimes you committed. They can see it all. This will weed out the pookies. It's coming, bro. What's up, T-Mix? How you doing? And let me acknowledge you guys who always comment in the comment section. Like, you guys will like fill in things that I forget. That would be like T-Mix, Beach of Life, Live in Mexico, Mr. Book, Mr. Collins, Mr. Miles, my man Love and Freedom, Mr. Brown. There's several of you guys, man, and I really appreciate you guys adding on to what I talk about, because I never said I knew everything. And then you guys are filling things I either didn't know or I forgot to mention in the video. So I really appreciate you guys, you know, adding on and letting people know, like the last video I did where I was talking about the benefits of a 0 rating, right? So I really appreciate you guys leaving those comments. Please continue to do it if you don't mind, because I try to put information out to help people as much as I can, all right? Now I will make an announcement for Uncle Alan. I think he's gonna come on here pretty soon again. But he's going to start doing his Spanish classes online starting April 11th, 2022. So on April 11th, 2022, Uncle Alan's going to start doing his Spanish classes online. You can sign up for those. I believe he said it's $60 for like 3 months, and you're learning the basics, okay? Hola, ¿cómo estás? How to order. You know, you got 10 people with you, you know, 10 personas for table for la mesa para 10 personas. You know, just simple things like that. You at the airport, you asking for your back maleta, your suitcase, your bag, you know, just basic stuff to help you in that country. And that's basically what it is. And then you'll start picking it up from there, right? And you start talking to people every day in Spanish, you will pick it up. All right, you may not be perfect, because God knows I'm not perfect, but they understand me. I can understand what they're saying, and you know, it works out well that way. Let's see. T-Mix, hi Markel and family. Yep, let's see. I'm glad all my PNT service-connected disabilities are packed with solid evidence. Not evidence with any reductions for real, Markel. I can't see how people make up stuff for the money. Oh, please. People will lie. And I talked about this last night. And, you know, and I slept on it and really thought about it. And Uncle Alan is right. These people have just got to be super lazy. And I'm just going to say this on this channel for you guys that didn't catch the live last night. If you are able to go to school, let's say you 70%. I don't know what 70% pays. Let's say $1,700 a month. And you can go to school. And going to school is going to give you another $1,800, $2,000 a month. Why would you not go? Why would you not go? Now, if you're on TDIU, okay, you can't go. But if you're on TDIU and you can work, bro, trust and believe, if I'm on TDIU and I can physically go out and get a job, there's no way in hell I would still be on TDIU. Because I have a fixed income. Social Security, VA income is fixed. Okay? It's designed for you to just stay above water. That's it. You're never gonna get rich on disability. If at the beginning of the month, like we getting ready to come up on the first, right? Some of you guys only get VA. You're not married, you don't have any dependents, so you're getting around what? 31, 3,200 a month. You gotta pay a mortgage, some of you got a car payment, some of you have your utilities. Okay. After you pay all that, what you got left? 1,200, 1,500, half your money's gone. And you got 30 days in the United States of America to live on 1,500. Now you rather do that on purpose on TDIU because you think you're getting over, versus if you can work, you can go out and make as much money as you want with nobody bothering you. And you still get your 60, 70, 80, or 90% from the VA. I really just don't understand the logic behind that. Because I can guarantee you, there's more of us on disability that wish they had a pill that they can give us to go back to doing what we used to do versus being on disability. I'm being serious with this. If your only income is Social Security and you are truly disabled, I get it. Trust me, as somebody who's disabled, I get it. But if you're on Social Security because you don't want to work, and you think that $1,100, $1,200 is somehow you beating the system, you beating yourself. You trying to live on $1,200 US a month in the United States of America. So unless you're living in a halfway house, a hostel, somebody's couch, or somebody else's house, dude, it's like, come on, man. Where did it go to where people believe that these little bitty amounts of Social Security and VA is better for you than going out and working and making as much money as you want? Somehow you believe you're beating the system, and all you're doing is dragging yourself down on purpose. I don't get it with some of you guys. And then you want to work. You fill out a form telling the government you can't work, and then you're busy trying to find a way to work. Think about that for a second. You fill out a form that says, because of my disabilities, I cannot work. And yet, every day in the comment section, I'll get someone that says, well, can I work while I'm on Social Security? Can I work while I'm on VA? If you can work, why would you apply for this? It just makes no sense. And then when you guys get a review, you get your disability taken away, then you're mad. And you just like, think what you just did. You just told them you can't work. And yet, you out trying to work. Or, you can't work, but I want to go to college. Dude, if you can go to college and sit in class for 8 hours a day, you can go sit in front of a monitor with security watching surveillance 8 hours a day. If you can sit on YouTube 6, 10, 12 hours a day, you can work. I just don't get it, man. I was just filling out, that form out, just to be honest. I watch TV all day and I look at 4 white walls. That's it. Let's see. Breaking news, the Atlanta Falcons need a quarterback. They finally traded away Matt Ryan. Hint, Baker Mayfield is built. Man, they don't want Baker. Not in Atlanta. No, I don't see that, but they may not have a choice. They need a quarterback. New Orleans need a quarterback. Carolina need a quarterback. I think that's it. There's a bunch of teams that need quarterbacks. What is this? Oh, don't sleep on the Edith Norris STEM scholarship. It extends out your GI Bill. There you go. I've heard about that bill. God damn, I can't remember it. Is that the one? Oh, I can't remember it. I know it was something to do with Texas. Or is that a federal bill? I can't remember how that goes. Just above water, glad I got a long neck. What's up, Mr. B? Miles, is bad news for me. Baker needs to be in a baking pan. Let's see, the VA is going to slow these 100% P&T. Well, let me tell you how something that the Biden administration just did that some people are not paying attention to. The Biden administration just pumped a whole bunch of money into Social Security. You know why they did that? Continuing disability reviews. They're getting ready to ramp them up this year. So all of a sudden, out of the blue, you get a CR from Social Security. You can thank the Biden administration for that, because they're trying to weed people out on Social Security. If you are legitimately disabled, your benefits are going to continue. But for those of you out there that barely got it from a federal judge, and it was kind of iffy at the time, you might as well get ready. You're going to start getting them letters out the blue from Social Security. Hey, we need you to go see one of our doctors. The medical evidence that you have ain't enough. We want you to go in and see one of our doctors and make an evaluation about your disability. It's coming. Let's see. I was told I didn't have to sleep on the roof tonight for laughing at the slop, the Falcons, I think. Let's see. Yep, wish I could work again. Being sick isn't worth it at all. You get 3 college degrees, but brain anxiety injuries worsens over time. I've always been an overachiever, so this sucks. That's what I'm saying. Look, if you are legitimately disabled, like I'm legitimately disabled, there's a bunch of you guys who are legitimately disabled. It is what it is. But I'm referring to people who are just cheating the system and somehow they believe they're getting over. You are not getting over. You're not getting over. Disability, man, realistically, especially if you're only getting Social Security, and most of you guys who get in Social Security, you didn't make $100,000+ a year for the last 20, 30 years. You know, the average salary in the U.S. is about $40,000 a year. So what do you get? If you're even getting $1,000 a month. That's realistic, man. It's like you rather sit at home and do nothing and get $1,000 when you know you can work where you could potentially make what? $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You rather sit at home on a couch on $1,000. That is mind-boggling to me. My friend's daughter applied for SSDI. She told her examining doctor she wanted to get paid under the table. Oh, I'm sure that went well. Wow. She wants to get paid under the table. Here's another one. Newsflash for you guys. When you go before a CMP exam or you go before an exam with Social Security, don't ever volunteer information they don't ask you. If they ask you a question, answer that question. Don't elaborate. Don't embellish. Don't start talking about your childhood. Don't start telling them about things that they could go, oh, so this really didn't happen in service. You had these issues in high school. Listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Answer questions that you are asked. Do not go volunteer information they did not ask you for. Because anything you say, they write down, and it will be used against you. So if they ask you about your childhood, so how was your childhood? Oh, my childhood, you know, is normal in the South. Can you explain a little bit more? Sure. I grew up in the South. I worked a lot. Finished high school, joined the military. Instead of, yeah, man, growing up in the South, you know, they used to beat us mercifully. I got beatings every day. I got ridiculed at school. Yeah, I had a rough childhood growing up, and then I did all that and I joined the military. Okay, so you're in here for depression and anxiety, And they thinking about all the stuff you just said you went through as a child. Okay, so you had these issues before you joined the military. You see what I'm saying? You don't go volunteering telling people nothing. Ask or answer what they ask you. Don't just throw stuff out there because you think it makes you sound good. Here's another one. When you filling out them function forms and they ask you, what jobs are you capable of doing? Now, most people have pride, right? You got a college degree or a couple college degrees, you're gonna just fill out that whole form. You can flip it over, fill out more stuff that you're capable of doing. All you're doing at that point is helping out the person who's looking for jobs that you can do, find you a job. I'm gonna repeat that. Sometimes you have to let that pride of all that work you did to get to college, just answer the question. What was your job? You just filled out what your basic job was. They don't need to know that you part-time was human resources. They don't need to know that you part-time work in front of your computer doing all the paperwork. What? Did they ask you that? No. What was your job? That's all they want. What is it that you did? That's what you answer. When you go and I got 3 degrees, I did all the accounting work, I did all the HR work, I did all this, I did all this, I did all this, and they're looking at that going, okay, you may not get a job paying what you were making at this job, but you can get a job sitting in front of a surveillance monitor. You can get a job as a parking meter, sitting at a chair. You can get a job, I don't know, whatever, sit down secretarial work. You're killing yourselves, man. Let's see. I can't work anymore at all, even if I wanted to, and I don't want to. I hear you, man. You get to a certain age, and you've been this way for so long, it's pretty much a lost cause. But for me, man, it just boggles my mind that people who can work won't work because somehow they believe they're getting over. And the only thing they're doing is limiting their own income. They're not hurting the government. And if you got a family, you hurting them realistically because you could be doing a lot more to help them. And then people will run the risk of trying to do things under the table. You know, I'm gonna do this where they don't even check your social. Like they can't figure out, okay, you getting extra money. Oh, and let me answer this one. Someone wants to know, they heard that Social Security can check your bank account. Okay, so they have what's called a dedicated account. A dedicated account is normally an account for someone who's overseeing, like a payee. Like you have, what do you call it? I can't even think of it now. Caregiver who oversees you, right, to help you out in your daily life. So they have dedicated accounts that money is only supposed to be spent on certain things for you, like paying your rent, getting your hygiene stuff, you know, paying your whatever it is, your utilities, cell phone bills, things like that. What happens sometimes is the payee will take that money and take care of their own personal stuff. They'll start buying their own clothes. They go on to the casino, things like that. So yes, to answer that question, depends on the type of account you have. If it's a dedicated account, yes, they can go and check that account because they have a representative payee. That's what it's called. A representative payee. They're the ones who can go in and they'll see what they're spending that money on. Now, normally they don't do that unless there's an issue, unless the person who's receiving the disability complain that they're not getting anything, or someone else notices them constantly spending money on things they should be buying. That's normally how Social Security gets involved with that. Let's see, I would rather be at work than watching these boring TV shows, but that damn leg do what it wants to do. Yeah, I understand. And that's what I'm saying, dude. If you legitimately disabled, you're legitimately disabled. There ain't nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. But I'm referring, man, to people who purposely sit at home when they can work. I don't get that. I just don't get that at all. Now, are there any other questions? Because this whole week is going to be dedicated to Social Security. So tomorrow I'm going to put out a video talking about RFC, residual functioning capacity. Am I saying that right? Where they basically, look at what you can do. It's similar to this form, but it's the way that Social Security evaluates disability. When you're rated 100%, when do you check in, or how do they keep track of you? Okay, so are you 100% P&T, or you're just 100%? Because if you're just 100%, you're still going to have a review. That's one way to track you. But if you're 100% P&T, you're not filing any claims, you've had it longer than 5 years, they ain't got no reason to check on you. They really don't have a reason to check on you. Unless something happens, unless someone reports on you to the Inspector General's office, they really don't have a reason to do anything. But if you're just 100% without P&T status, you're going to get a review at some point. I think the whole industry that has been built around VA claims is a problem. Oh yeah, this is well documented. I mean, like I said, this has been an ongoing issue for years with Social Security, with VA. It's a broken system that none of these politicians want to fix, because a lot of people benefit from the broken system, whether it's pharmaceutical companies, attorneys, accredited VA attorneys, these service organizations. They're all benefiting from this broken system, so they're not interested in fixing it. So you're 100% service connected without P&T. So yeah, you still can get reviews. That's how they track it. That's how they keep track of you. But if you're 100% P&T, right, permanent and total, or some of you guys like to say total and permanent, they have no reason, unless you file a claim, to go into your claim file, unless you've been reported to the Inspector General's office, or for whatever reason they're checking you out because they believe you're committing fraud. They have no reason to go in your file. They have no reason to do anything. But I will say this as well. If you are supposed to be on medication and they go to check to see, just on a random whatever, let's say you're suffering from bipolar, schizophrenia, or whatever. You're supposed to be on this medication because you're a danger to yourself or you're a danger to other people. And you have not taken any medication in years, okay? Will they try to check up on you? Absolutely, because you're a danger to society. Another one, for those of you who want to travel, and this may be you, where you got a representative payee. You don't need to be going nowhere without your payee, okay? And you probably don't need permission to leave the country. Just like the way they restrict people who get weapons. There's a way the VA can go in. If you are a danger to yourself or you're a danger to others, you can't get no weapon. I don't care what you do. Unless you're getting it on the side from somebody, you can't legally go in any store. Your background can be completely clean. But if they feel you are a danger to yourself or you're a danger to others, you ain't getting no weapon. And it works the same way with medication. It works the same way with your representative payee or your caregiver. You can't just be out running around because you want to. That's not how it works. Let's see. I've been P&T for more than 5 years. I want to put in a claim for the auto grant. You think I will see or set off an additional review for the auto grant? Nah. I doubt. I couldn't guarantee it, but I doubt it, because you're not putting in for an increase. You're not doing anything. Now with the auto grant, just so we're clear on this, have you been awarded the auto grant and you're just applying to get the money? Because if you're applying to get the auto grant and you haven't been awarded the auto grant, then you got an uphill fight. You do realize that, right? So it's one thing if you file for a claim and they award you the auto grant. You understand what I'm saying? Like whatever disability you got, you qualified for the auto grant, and then you're just going back to fill out the form because you found a vehicle, you went to the dealership, you found the vehicle, and now you're turning it in to prosthetics. During that situation, hell no, they ain't looking at your claim file because all they're doing is cutting a check. But if you're applying for the auto grant and you haven't been approved for the auto grant, oh yeah, they're gonna go through all your stuff because you're telling them that, hey, I have this disability and I believe I qualify for the auto grant. Well, yeah, they're gonna go through your claim file at that point. It's totally different when you've already been approved versus you're trying to get it. Let's see. I'm at 7 years with PNT. I'm over 55. Yeah, they ain't gonna bother you. Age has another one to do with it, and this is another one I'm gonna talk about, which is the grid rule, being the age of 50 and older. That's an upcoming video this week. People ages 40, 40, 49, and then people below the age of 44. That's gonna be an upcoming video talking about with Social Security and the importance of being 49 and over, and those of you who are closer to 60 or you're in your 60s, yeah, those are all stepping stones with Social Security. Let's see, I'm applying to get the award. Okay, so yeah, you've already been awarded then. Wait, you're applying, not awarded. Oh, you got an uphill fight, and yeah, they're gonna go through your claim file. They're gonna go through it all. If you haven't been awarded it already and you're applying for the award, then they're gonna take a form and give it to your doctor. They're going to go through your claim file to see if you qualify for it, first of all. But yeah, they're going to go through your claim file because I'm thinking that you've already been awarded and all you're doing is asking for the money because you found a vehicle. Hell no, they ain't going to look at your claim. They just going to give it to prosthetics. Prosthetics just going to cut a check. Are there any grants or benefits when you live overseas? Like if you live in the U.S., you can loans and help to buy a house. The only one that I'm aware of when you're overseas is it's like a temporary. It's not temporary. Okay, I'm trying to remember how it goes because there's SAH and there's SHA. One of those you can still use when you're overseas to like modify the house when you buy it, or you're like permanently in it. But it's some way you gotta show that you're either gonna be in it or you own it. But you can use that grant to modify your house. But as far as loans go, no. Here in Colombia, I could not use my VA loan. Couldn't use it in Mexico. Well, you're not supposed to. I know Love and Freedom said there some people somehow did some stuff and was able to do it. I don't know how they did that, but technically, you're only supposed to use your home loan in the U.S. and U.S. territories. But other than doing the upgrades to your house, I think it's SHA is the one when you're overseas. That's it. There is no other loans to get. Again, guys, when you're overseas, you're limited on all the stuff that you can do in the States. You can't do any of that here. None of it. None of it. Never mind. Just we're going to ask about age and Social Security. Yeah, age is a big thing with Social Security with the grid rules. You being 49 and over, you being the age of 44 to 49, and then you being under 44 years old. Those are big numbers in Social Security. Hello, Markel. I'm back in California. I was originally rated at 10% for a hernia. I'm currently waiting on an appointment for mental health. Okay, good luck to you with that, man. Let's see. I canceled my health care that you get when you get SSDI. So did I, because what good is going to do me here? They were not for me. Now I'm going to ask Social Security Department to stop taking that 170 out of my check. You never stopped them from taking, what is it, Part B? I think it's Part B. The VA has taken care of, yeah, okay. Now, this is a personal choice. I'm not trying to tell you all what to do, especially those of you that live overseas, because if you're not paying Social Security for the international health insurance, you basically just giving away money every month. Because if you just got Part B and it's not international, you just giving them $150, $160 a month, because it's not going to do you any good over here. None. What the hell Part B going to do? What Part A and Part B ain't going to do you no good here? Which one is drugs? Part D? Ain't none of that doing you any good if you're living overseas. I remember if I remember this right, the first 2 years you get it free. And I think the third year they charge you for it. When they started charging me, I canceled it. Because I'm like, what? How many of you guys currently right now who are veterans use your Medicare from Social Security? How many times have you gone to a hospital and used your Medicare? When have you gotten medication through Medicare? But let me say this: if you're on TRICARE, you have to have it. It is required if you're on TRICARE. You're a retiree. You want to keep your TRICARE, you have to pay for Medicare. That's different. But if you are not a retiree, please explain to me, when have you ever used your Medicare in the United States of America for anything? Prescriptions, as a veteran, you get from the VA. If you're getting health care at the VA, when will you ever have the opportunity to use Medicare? And just so you all know this now, when they ask, do you have health insurance? Those of you that have Medicare, okay, you put down, you know how you do that travel thing, right? And they always ask you to update your information, and they ask you, do you have health insurance? Well, those of you who are paying for Medicare, yeah, you got health insurance. So if you go to the emergency room somewhere and you don't let them know you're a veteran, they're going to bill Medicare, right? Well, when they bill Medicare, they're only going to bill them so much. Then you're responsible for the rest. So you would think the VA would kick in and pay for it. Not if you're going under Medicare. So it makes a difference, guys. A lot of this stuff makes a difference that most people never tell you guys about. Let's see. Jameis Winston's got 2-year deals with the Saints. Okay, so he stayed with the Saints. Got it. Let's see. Have you been to that new medical center in Medellin for veterans? What new medical center? Where is that located? There's one I've been going to in Sabaneta, the third party for HCA, but there's no VA medical center here. There's a third party center here that caters to disabled veterans. Huge difference in the language. When you say a VA center, when a veteran hears that, they think that there's a VA here. There's no VA here. There's a third-party service here, like Uncle Alan's third-party service in the Dominican Republic. That's not a VA. J. Love, did you take my advice I gave you to get PTSD? Yep. Okay, you guys talking to each other. Okay, that's the one, my bad. Yeah, that's not a new center. That center's been here for a minute. But that's not a VA. Please, guys, I'm going to ask you all to do me one favor. Please do not call these VAs. You know how veterans are. You know we taking medication. You know we don't hear very well. Some of us, we get disoriented when we taking medication. And when we hear certain words, we think this is actually a Department of Veterans Affairs. It is not. Okay? If you all would please just say, this is a clinic that caters to American veterans, cool. But when you say there's a VA, because somebody can watch this in the replay and say, oh, there's a VA in Colombia. There's no VA. There's no VA. There's a third-party service. Let's see, I'm glad you did. Okay, you talking to him. When I looked it up online, the website had the logo and everything. Yeah, because they got different rules in different countries. If they want to call it the Department of Veterans Affairs here, they can. They don't have the same rule. Okay, this is a totally different country. Okay, this is not like the U.S., right, where you got patents and all this. Here, if they want to call it America, Department of Veterans Affairs, they want to name it that, They can name it that. This is Colombia. Same way in Mexico, same way in Brazil, same way in the Philippines. They can do they can have the American flag packed all over, a bunch of guys sitting there throwing up the peace sign. Doesn't matter. This is Colombia. So yeah, don't be fooled. That's why it says HCA. You guys gotta read the fine print at the bottom. I mean, I made a video talking about this. There's only one VA outside the US and US territories. That's in Manila, Philippines. That is it. Period. It got canceled December 31st, 2021. Now, who is it? Who is this? T-Mix. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, when I canceled mine, and it took about 6 or 7 months for them to cancel it, I got all my money back. Every dime that they took for that Medicare, they gave it all back because I didn't want it. Now, I will give you a word of caution. If you cancel it and you decide when you go back to the States, if you go back to the States to re-enroll in it, you're going to be responsible for all that back pay for all that time that you didn't have it. Just so you know, when you cancel it and you go back to the States and you decide to move back to the States and you want to enroll in Medicare, all that time you missed, you got to pay all that back. So yes, I had mine for 2/3 years too. 2 or 3 years too. Yeah, I think it's free the first 2 years. Let's see, veterans need to understand it's 5 parts for the VA. One don't have nothing to do with the other just because they're in the same building. Yeah, there's many different, like the caregiver program. Compensation got nothing to do with the caregiver program. That's ran by the hospital. They had absolutely nothing to do with that. Okay, you're talking to Gary, Ira Davis. I guess I must have answered the question you were getting ready to ask. All right, now are there any other questions you guys have at this point regarding pretty much anything? So tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna do the RFC, then I'm gonna probably do the grid rules, and then and then I'm gonna do one where how can you survive? And this is gonna be different. This is what I'm gonna need you guys' help is like, how can you survive while waiting for disability? I don't know what each state offers people for help or assistance while they're waiting to either get VA or they're waiting to get Social Security. I only know about the states that I was recently in, which was Arizona. I know a little bit about Alabama, but all these other states, I don't know what states offer what to help veterans. For example, in Phoenix, let's just say, you recently became homeless, right? They have halfway houses that they send veterans to keep them off the street. So you may have to stay in like a bunker style apartment, or they may put you with a roommate in a halfway house. And then you're paying partial while you're saving money to rent your own place. They have programs like that in Phoenix to help veterans. Now, when it comes to people on Social Security and you're waiting to get income, I mean, unless you got family you can lean on, I don't really know of any government programs. I do know there are churches, for example, like in Phoenix, there are churches out there that will help you. They will give you money to like move into an apartment. Or what was the other thing that they did? I can't remember all the stuff that they do, but there are different organizations, charitable organizations in different churches that help people in those positions besides going to like Section 8 and applying for food stamps. That's the best I can tell you guys who are like waiting for your disability or waiting for your Social Security, okay? But if you're a veteran, you got way more options, right, than just the average person out there. There's tons of options for veterans where the VA offers different programs. Because sometimes, I'm gonna keep it 100, sometimes to keep you off the street, sometimes they just put these guys in mental health and up on the 6th floor, 5th floor, whatever the hell it is. They just put them in there until they find them a place. I'm keeping it real. The VA has been known to do that, to get them off the street They'll take them and admit them, put them in the mental health ward. When they find them a place, they roll them up out of there. What time you coming on? So I'll be on the standby. Salute. I'm gonna probably just do some pre-recorded videos on those. The live that I got going this week, Mr. Collins, is going to be on Bobby D's show. I'm gonna probably stream it live on my channel as well. That's going to be Thursday, and I believe it's either 8:30 on Thursday or 9:30. He's supposed to hit me up Wednesday and let me know exactly what time, and I'll post it on here. So I'll probably just do the live stream on my channel while he's streaming it on his channel as well, and then that way you guys can see it. Can you still talking to each other? Let's see. That happened to me as well when I started talking to other vets after many years. It all came back. Okay, so I guess you guys still talking to each other. Let's see. When I was originally rated at 10%, I didn't even contest it because at the time I didn't want anything to do with the military, but I was just hurting myself in the long run. Absolutely. There's so many people out there, bro, that had the attitude of once they got out of the military, I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm not talking to nobody. Whatever. I'm good. Then later on, right, they figure out, damn, you mean I could have had health care this entire time? Damn, you mean I could have been receiving my mortgage payment from the VA and taking that money and saving it or doing something else with it. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man, that, you know, a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth when they leave the military. They have a really bad experience or they have a traumatic experience and they want nothing to do with the VA or anyone else. But later on, and it's never too late to file. Just so people out there watching, it's never too late to file. It's never too late to put in for benefits that you are owed. And don't let people guilt you into not applying for benefits. Oh, you guys out there just getting this free money. Free money. How many of those same people that say that signed a contract that swore in to give their life to protect their country? Not very many. So unless they did that, because when you sign that contract, the country says, we're going to take care of you. That's what you're signing. So don't let people guilt you into feeling like, man, I'm not going to, you know, I'm getting tax-free money. You damn right. The stuff that some of you guys went through, man, please, I wouldn't pay those people no attention trying to guilt you into something that they never going to get. Thank you, no problem. Appreciate everything you do for us, veterans. All right, J Love, let's see. My caregiver surgeon here in Mexico says hello. He's in solidarity with all U.S. military and standing and understanding what we go through and still go through. He sends a salute to all veterans. Appreciate that, man. No, the insurance isn't free your first year. It's not? I could have sworn it was. Let's see, you talking to J Love. What's up, Mr. Thompson? How you doing, man? Yes, I'm getting ready to bounce, but any other questions you guys have, and for you veterans watching this, or you guys on Social Security watching this on the replay, please leave your comments below. Again, I'm trying to help, man, as many people as I can with the knowledge that I do have, and then the knowledge that a lot of you guys have who watch, who've also gone through it, and you're in different states where you may be able to offer assistance to a veteran or to a person on Social Security, something that you may have knowledge about that could help them as they go through their period of Social Security or VA. Okay? Because each state is different what they offer. There may be halfway houses or hostels you may be able to tell somebody they can go to, you know, while they're going through Social Security if they don't have family to lean on or friends that they can go to, because it's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I just happen to have a good support system of friends and family at the time that I was going through it, right? Because you don't know how long it's gonna take or how many times you're gonna get denied. And the times have changed. Back when I was doing it, bro, there wasn't all this love for veterans the way it is now. And a lot of you guys know this. A lot of you guys, when you got out, there was nobody sitting there trying to shake your hand or tell you about all these discounts and all these different things for veterans. A lot of that, no, dude. A lot of you guys caught hell just being a veteran. There was this newfound love all of a sudden for veterans in the States and all these programs and different things they offer. That was not always the case. So for you new veterans out there who are watching this, you guys have gotten it much easier than guys who came before you. Vietnam veteran era, Desert Storm era, they were starting to change a little bit during my era, but it still wasn't nowhere near the way it is now with all these different programs that they offer. That's why it's astonishing to me that a lot of guys don't take advantage of these opportunities. You guys get opportunities that most people will never see. You get to go to school for free and get paid to go. There's a kid out there right now trying to figure out how the hell they can go to college, and you have the opportunity to go for free and won't go. All your tuition, all your books, everything is paid for. And for whatever reason, you just don't want to do it. While the kid is out there struggling like hell to figure out how they're going to pay for it. How they going to get these books. How they going to pay their first year. How they even going to get to class. It just irks me, man, that people have these opportunities and they won't take advantage of them. John, are you willing to die for your job, one point in life, and for a normal salary? Pretty much, man. That's basically what you're signing up for. You talking to Gary? Living in Mexico. Okay, you talking to living in Mexico. All right, guys. So that's gonna be it for today, man. Again, I appreciate everybody watching as always. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm keeping 100. I am in talks with a current sponsor, a company that wants to sponsor the channel. And I don't know if I want to do it because I don't know if it's actually something that's going to benefit you guys. The companies that I'm looking for to sponsor this channel is mostly companies that do life insurance, health insurance, as well as travel. This company is more of a product, and I ain't really sure if I want to do a product sponsorship because it's not really benefiting you guys. Life insurance, health insurance, and travel would benefit veterans on this channel. So, but anyway, again, I appreciate everybody watching as always, guys. And until the next time, I'm out.